So finally, I am back doing car reviews. If you have been around for the channel for quite some time, you know when the Casino DLC came out, I used to do every car. I used to do a review on every car that came out, and then I switched to weekly reviews, and they obviously took off a lot better. So obviously, I continue doing them. But today we'll be covering this Komoda, I believe is the way you say it. But that's obviously going to be the car, one of the new cars that came out on the Legendary Motorsports. So let's buy it and let's head on over to the arcade where it is just sitting nice and neat in the garage. Now I must say, this car looks like a normal street car you could find, but it doesn't really handle like one and it doesn't sound like one. The front of it mainly doesn't look like a pedestrian car, but it does look very nice. We'll get into the looks a little bit later. But moving on now, we are just quickly driving over to the Santos Customs to see how this thing will actually look, perform, and all that shit once we have finished upgrading it. Because right now the turning is a bit shit. So, this is the final product for the entire car, and I must say, it looks very nice, especially with the whole wheel action I've got on there. I don't really put wheels on, or new wheels on cars, because I just can't be bothered, but I did this time, and I did get carried away doing donuts here, did them for about 30 seconds, so that's what you're seeing now. But from these looks, and from the sound of the exhaust, it just looks and sounds amazing, including the engine. And speaking of the engine, let's see what its performance is like on a track. Now, this track I made, so it's going to be not really top notch. It's not really going to be the best, as you could probably say, but it's still a track nonetheless. I'm still driving it and all that shit. So stop complaining and just leave a like on the video already. I know you haven't. Some people have. I usually get 2 likes instantly from 2 people, whoever you are. I very much appreciate it. But I know most probably you watching right now haven't liked. Anyway, let's get back to the whole point of this car. So the first turn is usually quite sharp. Most cars do a wheel spin here, and this one surprisingly didn't. They just let the back end swing out because it is a tight turn, and I don't have any acceleration on it, so I don't spin out. So most cars just leave their back end and they just go out. Here now, I just sort of decided to do some sort of straight here, so I could just get the speed back up again for the corners to come. Now, the cornering on this car when it's upgraded is mediocre. They're alright. I mean, at the end of the day, it's a sports car. It's not like it's a supercar. It's not like low down, so it doesn't have downforce as well. But there's still some there. Obviously, there's a spoiler, so it does help a little bit. But anyway, now for a 180 corner. Now, for these corners, you usually take them inwards, like I'm doing here, and then come out of them really wide, and then hug this wall here, and speed past it basically, which this car did absolutely perfectly. There are many cars that can't really do that because they're either just too heavy, mainly SUVs, or they just can't do it. They just don't have the power to get around that far. However, one thing I did realise is when you go up on curves, as you just saw then, that's why I remembered it, when you go up on curves or like little hills around the corner, the back end will spin out. Some cars, very rarely though, they don't spin out, but obviously this car is a victim of it and it spins out. Last part here to go off-road, and yeah, you can see there. So avoid curbs when you're in this car because you will spin out quite quickly. But if I didn't spin out there, I would have been faster than the Veste 8, which is quite impressive actually. But away from the upgrades, now let's go on to the actual looks. Now with this, I do this cinematic shot every single time. I said cinematic, shut up, I know. But I do this with every car because all cars deserve it, and all cars look good in this game, especially when you put white walls on them. Is anyone going to argue with me? Exactly, leave me alone. But, what the fuck am I doing? But, like, I don't know what to say for this. Like, most cars speak for themselves. If the car looks shit, it will clearly be shit. If the car looks good, it's going to just fucking say it. So, what do you want me to do here? Like, can I, like, take, like, a 20-second break or something? But no, in all seriousness, no. This car looks like a sedan car you can pick up off the street, but just not with the upgrades. And also, it doesn't really have the performance of most other sports cars, which is kind of disappointing. But we have recently already just had a 4-seater sports car, which has already been one of the best sports cars in the entire game. So I don't really think we need another 4-seater sports car to come into the game. So, now we come to the end of the video, wrapping it up. Final thoughts on this car. Well, I don't really know what to say about it, because like I just said, it looks like a street car that's just been upgraded. It looks like a normal sedan car that you can find off the street, just without the sunroof. But, if you have the money, buy it. But if you don't have the money, but you really want to add it to your collection, I'd probably say get the trade price for it. The trade price is like $1.25 million, and if you get the trade price, you save, I think it's like $500,000 or something. So, this car overall, worth 1.7 million? Probably not. Worth the trade price? Probably. But, if this video did help you in any way, shape or form, leave a like, subscribe, and stick around for every single other review on this DLC, and I'll see you guys then.